Now, as you know, I've been involved with Step Forward Tees Valley. Very, very proud of all the stuff they've been doing. Amazing success. To talk about this, we have Anita Graham, who's one of their programme support officers. Hello, Anita.
Hello.
Hello, great to talk to you. What's happening? I'm hearing great things every day about you guys.
Oh, yes, lots going on. Well, currently we have been working with over 2,000 people, 1,000 of which are still engaged on the programme.
Right.
We tend to, we support people who have quite complex needs, working through the barriers. They might have mental health issues, financial problems, might not even be able to use a computer.
Right.
So whatever their problems are, we work through that in the hope that it gets them closer to either getting a job or understanding what they need to do to look for a job. So there's lots going on because we've just been informed potentially that we're going to be extended for the next 3 years as well.
How great is that? That is fantastic news, because a lot of your funding used to come from like a European fund, so a lot of people were thinking, oh, we wonder what's going to happen with that, with Brexit and all that kind of thing. But you're dealing with the people that need the most help.
Yes, definitely. And thankfully, with now what's known as the Big Lottery Community Fund and the European Social Fund, they've funded us for the next 3 years, so that's fantastic.
So at least you're safe, that's the main thing.
Well, it's not just about us, it's about the people that we can support.
No, absolutely, but if you go down, everything they've been working towards goes down with you, that's the thing.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Fabulous news. I mean, it just seems that the challenges that you get are so random, and each person has a different set of needs. How do you start? I mean, because you're going to have to customise everything that you do for each individual.
Yeah, definitely. But we're quite fortunate that we've got a lot of different partners on board. We work with over 20 different organisations. So whether it be specific training needs, particularly with IT, we might be looking for working with people to look for volunteer placements. Work placements. We've worked with mental health organisations, and recently we've just started working with the North East Autism Society.
That's brilliant.
Supporting people with autism. We also work with the Nurse Fitness with the BME ladies,
right?
Which is fantastic.
Amazing.
Some of the stuff we've done there, we've actually recently won the North East Equality Award.
Brilliant. As I say, it's just every week there's another barrier being kicked over, because essentially it's the people that come to you have a barrier of some type, whether it might be physical, it could be mental health, they might not have very much self-confidence, or maybe they got to a certain point in their studies and they need to go a bit further but haven't known where to go. Addiction, getting out of prison and not knowing where to start. It just seems whenever there's any kind of barrier at all, you guys are there to knock it down for them.
Well, we like to think so, because we've got fantastic teams sort of throughout Teesside and Tees Valley. And the navigators are very passionate about what they do. So they get somebody coming into them and it's like, right, let's have a look how we can help you, how we can support you. What do you want to do? So it's very, very sort of focused on that individual, because like you said, that everybody comes in with totally different needs. So we just try and tailor it to whatever that individual wants. And I think that's the beauty of what we do, really, because it is voluntary. People are asking us for help rather than the other way around, where you must do this. That's not gonna get you the results you want. And
I think that's it, though. The difference between you and like government bodies. The government bodies have been overwhelmed to start with. They've been given some awful things to try to sell to people. And you know what we're talking about, like universal credit and bedroom tax.
Oh, yeah.
They've had to, there's no way you can trust anybody that brings that kind of stuff to the table. You need somebody who comes across as a friend who wants to do the best by you. And that's exactly what you've got there at Tees Valley.
Well, definitely. I mean, you mentioned about universal credit. That has itself created several barriers for a lot of our participants that we're working with. So actually, I mean, we work very closely with Citizens Advice Bureau as well. So having that link and the support that we can provide and the knowledge that we've got, it helps people massively, because some of the things that they think they're entitled to or what they're not getting that they should be getting, it's a minefield. So having that somebody there just to sort of say, right, let's break down the steps and see what you need to do. It's a massive help for anyone.
But it's you're helping them on a level kind of basis. They treat you as a friend and they're prepared to listen more to you. I was reading some of the stories of the people that you've helped.
Yeah.
And I mean, not to understate it, but the kind of stuff that on Night Owls we've had a devil of a job to deal with for the longest time. We've tried to get people accommodation. We'll try and get them furniture. We'll try and get them food. We'll try and get their bills paid. All of the day-to-day things that ordinary people have. And step forward. I mean, Jimmy from Redcar, he had no money coming in. He didn't even have a place to live or to base himself. By the time you guys were finished with him, he was working and he had an address. I mean, blame me, you can't achieve more than that in somebody's life.
No, and I think because the navigators are quite persistent as well, so they will keep going back and keep going back. And I think the beauty is we have got the time to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the difference. They're not just a sort of tick in the box, or we have to sort of achieve this target. We are about the people, so we do go that extra mile to try and get what we possibly can. Because, like you say, I think what we take for granted every day, some people really, really struggle, and just putting a meal on the table or feeding the kids, it's quite humbling, really, when you get somebody that does come across and say, oh, thank you for this support, I would never have been able to do this.
Well, you've had many, many thank yous so far. I'm sure you've got an awful lot more coming. The thing that I loved was, we've always, in the northeast, right the way across our patch, right the way from Yorkshire up to the Scottish borders, we've always been a welcoming part of the world for people from all over the place, and that's why we enjoy all of the corner shops and all the eateries of 1,000 types that we can enjoy on a day-to-day basis, because we've got this lovely blend here. And occasionally you'll get somebody, as testified by some of the people that you've helped, they've come from a foreign land. They are kind of stuck a bit. They're not making friends as quickly as they want. They want to get into work. They don't know where to start. And you work your magic. And after being here for a number of years, feeling kind of isolated, you're getting people saying, I'm part of the community now, and it's fabulous. I've never felt more at home ever in my life. And it's just because you've turned them around. You've pointed them in the right direction, surrounded them with the right people and the right advice. And it's a testament to you.
That's good to hear. And it's, at least we know we are heading in the right direction and try to achieve the right things. It is hard work. We ourselves come up against a lot of barriers. But thankfully there are quite a lot of people out there that really do want to support us as well, to make sure that these people that do have the barriers get what they need, really. And like you say, it is just particularly people coming from abroad who have had to escape persecution or whatever it is that's going on in their own countries, coming to a foreign land where they don't know anybody, they can't speak the language properly, they're not even entitled to any benefits or anything like that. So, but pointing them in the right direction, giving them that confidence to just come out of their comfort zone. I mean, we had a lady who came across from Pakistan, moved over here when she got married. She'd done a university degree, everything, but after having her children, she was sort of embroiled in all the family because that was her role.
Right.
So she lost all her confidence. But through the work that we did, we sort of introduced her back into society, realised actually that you can do stuff around your childcare as well, because we supported her with the childcare,
right.
and giving her a little bit of time for herself. She went back to her studies and then went on to do further training and hopefully get the employment that she needs, because she's actually got interviews within the medical profession, which is what she trained in initially. So,
fantastic.
So there's lots of things that we do, and it is just, well, I feel very passionate about it. I've worked sort of with different things over the years, but this is just, I hope it continues after the next 3 years as well.
It has to. It has to. I mean, for the difference that you're making. And it's at a time when every other organisation seems to be cutting down or shutting down.
Yeah, but there's so many. It's only because I worked in a prison environment for a long time, so you get quite blinkered.
Right.
But coming out into the community, I realised what a massive need there is for particularly mental health as well.
Right.
I mean, we've got highly qualified people who, through various reasons, have had sort of mental health issues, can't go back to what they were used to and what they know, and have had to start from the beginning again.
Yeah.
And we've been able to sort of help build their confidence, build the motivation, look at different training opportunities, and just restore a bit of faith into sort of humanity for them, really, because it was totally knocked before. But to see what is really needed out there, it's so vast. So to think that if you took us away, what have they got? Nothing.
Absolutely.
And it's quite frightening, really.
It's a bottomless pit. And when I first started on radio, I was fairly sure that no matter how much you did, there was always going to be gaps and people that slip through your fingers and people that you can't help that need somewhere where they can go and sit in front of someone like yourself and just pour it all out, and then hear somebody say, we'll sort you out, don't worry, we'll find you something, we'll help you any way we can. And just to have that in this day and age it's an amazing gift. Yeah,
definitely. I mean, another gentleman that I worked with in his 60s, worked all his life for over 40 years, but through ill health had to finish what he was trained in, what he'd done for a long time.
Right.
And he sat in front of me and cried, a 63-year-old man, because it had a huge impact, and he felt so guilty because he was expected to work. He couldn't work. He didn't know what to do.
Right.
But we managed to build his confidence just through meeting him initially for a cup of coffee, getting him out of his sort of comfort zone, out of the house. And eventually, through chatting to him and actually explaining all the different services out there, he was able to sort of have the confidence to just go out on his own, find little bits and pieces to do during the day to keep himself occupied. He was fortunate that his pension got sorted.
Right.
Again, we gave him the financial support and tried to resolve all the issues around that, so he didn't, thankfully, need to go back to work.
Right. It's one of those things, though, that people are kind of designed, especially if you're thrust into the breadwinner's role, and when that's suddenly taken away from you, you're lost.
Totally. Absolutely. And if we can help in the smallest way possible, then I think fantastic.
Yeah.
Just for somebody to go out and with a smile on their face, just to say thank you, even if it is that they're getting fed the next day, or a guy, we had to give him the support to go to the doctors because of his mental health issues.
Right.
But actually, through doing that and being quite persistent with the doctors as well, because he wasn't in this sort of right frame of mind to do it, we got him the right support, and eventually he went on to do voluntary work, which he'd never done anything like that in his life.
Great.
So it's some people just need that support to get them that one step closer.
Absolutely.
So,
I know, it's fabulous. If people want to get in touch, what do they do then?
Well, we have got a Facebook page, so if you're on Facebook, we've also got a Twitter. You can call us we've all got different offices, so if on the website as well.
There's a list of who you
There's
can...
a list of local offices, but our main office is in Darlington, which is on 01325 529 210, and we can direct people in the right direction if they want more support or more information about what we do. That's fine. But if they haven't got access to computers, go into the job centre as well. We've got posters everywhere. Job centre advisors are aware of us.
Great.
So hopefully, if you want our support, you'll be able to find us somehow.
Making a massive, massive difference. Congratulations. Regards to everybody there, Anita, and thanks for talking to us.
Thanks very much for talking to us as well.
Cheers.
Much appreciated.
No worries. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
And you. Bye.